Hi, it's Greg here with Busy Can Do. Right here is a little machete my dad brought in this weekend, and I don't know where he got it, but I haven't seen it around. Anyway, pretty rusty. Probably going to rehab it here. The scales are all loose on it, and so I'm going to take it apart and clean it up. Probably build a new set of scales for it and see what we got. I got those scales off. You can see they're busted up. There's only 2 screws holding it together. Just plastic junk. I don't know how good the machete is itself, but it's straight. Just a little rusty. So, see what we can do with it. As you can see here, I did a little bit of cleaning on it. Still got a few dark areas in it. It's just some deep rust, some pits, and it's not bad though. Still a functional knife. And we'll keep cleaning on it and see what we can make of it. Yeah, that's what we got so far. I went ahead and cleaned it up the best I could. Went ahead and put a little flat black on it. That's probably how it came from the store anyway. Just a little hardware store machete, I think. I didn't find a brand name on it or anything, and with those plastic cheap scales, and I don't think it's much of a knife, but it'll be good for cleaning brush around the ranch. Alright, I think I'll find something to make some scales now. Well, here I am back another day. Got off work early today, so I'm in the shop. Thought I'd get back to work on this. Gonna build a set of scales for it, and it's just a utility knife Dad brought in, and I'll fix it up and he'll use it out on the ranch and clearing the fence and whacking some limbs and stuff. But anyway, I was going to build a set of scales for it and looked around for a piece of wood, and got this stuff around. This is, I do a lot of axe repair, bring some axes back to life and stuff, and this is just an old handle that I took out of one. It was broke, and nice hickory handle, still in pretty good shape down here. So I think what I'll do is I'll take this thing and see if I can't fashion a couple of scales out of it. Maybe down here like this or something. Get a set of scales. They may not be exactly the same, but I'll get something on there that we can use and make it more comfortable and a little bit better than these stupid plastic things. I mean, they're broke and everything else. So I think what I'll do is whack a couple of pieces of this and see what I can't make out of this old thing instead of throwing it away. I'll get set up and do that. Well, I cut off a piece of that hickory axe handle, and that's what I got. So I think I'll make a pattern. I'll use one of these scales to draw out a pattern, and maybe use this blue painter's tape here to put on there and put a pattern, and so I can cut around that. See how that works out. And that's what I come up with. Just used a piece of this painter's tape on there, and I don't know how it'll work. We'll see how it holds up. And laid this on there and traced it out and went around it with a little razor knife, and see what I do when I peel this tape off, if I get a pattern on there. There we go. Yep, I guess I'll then saw some of that out and get me a roughed out handle. Let me get set up and see what kind of tools I got to do that. You know, I think I got ahead of myself. I've been watching some knife making videos on YouTube, and I think the first thing I need to do, even probably before I put this pattern on there, and I'll babysit around it and see what I can do, I need to split that. I need to rip that in two and then rough out my scales. So I think I'll put this up in the vise. I got a bandsaw, but that's going to be kind of tricky to push through a bandsaw without pushing my fingers through it too. So I think what I'll do is I'll just chuck this up in my wood vise there and run a handsaw through it. See how that goes. Let me get set up. Okay, this is what I got going on now. I went ahead and kind of eyeballed me a line down the center of this on both ends and chuck it up in this little wood vise. Got me a little back saw, and I think what we'll do is just try to rip cut that. See if I can't get something started here. Sharp. Getting there. It's got a little bit left. And that's what I got. See if I can make some scales out of that. I went ahead and laid out where the thing's going to mount in there. Center punch those holes, and I think I'll try to get it in this vise somehow and pre-drill those holes. Okay, I'm going to pilot it in there. I'll get a bigger bit. You know what I did here is I went ahead and drilled these out. And I cut me some pins and marked them accordingly. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The little felt marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I just cut them out of an old soft steel bolt I had. Don't want to get too fancy with this machete. Mix up some epoxy, and I'm going to epoxy these together and put my pins in.